people go about this life without knowing what their destiny is or what they are most passionate about. Some people even find it hard to pinpoint what their talent is, me included. But today, we have a visionary joining us today who endured and focused on manifesting the promises he made to himself. So if you are interested in today's video, please stay tuned. Dumalang, Sanbonani, Afsheni, and hello to viewers all over the world. On your screens today is your favorite black host, Abigail Palani, and welcome to Ziwele Productions YouTube channel, where you are currently watching Refining Black Voices, where we bring you greatness packaged in our people. Thank you so much for tuning in. But before we get started on today's episode, I would like to take this time to thank Ndayo Interior Custom Design for sponsoring this show, as this could not have been possible without their assistance. Please do check them out on Instagram at Ndayo Interior Custom Design and on Facebook. Their information will be left down below. Well, on today's episode, we have a well-respected and influential Black king here with us today, a man who has always been about bettering the conditions of a Black child, a true definition of selflessness. Allow me to welcome Mr. Koketjo, Tesh, Waga Mashedi, a director, a writer, an actor, and last but not least, a founder of the Bayo Arts Foundation. Mr. Koketjo Tesh, how are you feeling today?
Much better, but I'm feeling that little lovely, but there's a heat.
Hey, it's hot.
It's very hot.
It's very hot.
It's quite hot and it's hectic on my side with so much work to do.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
No, thank you for gracing us with your presence today. We absolutely appreciate it so much.
Thank you.
But before we get started, we are going to be playing an icebreaker game to get the both of us comfortable. As you haven't noticed, I am very nervous to be sitting with such great talent here today. So we are going to be playing an icebreaker game to get the both of us comfortable, as well as get to know you in the process.
Okay.
So
cool.
is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Okay, without wasting any time, let's get into it. Okay, first question. What is the most courageous thing that you've ever done?
Starting Bayo Arts Foundation. Yes.
Elaborate on that.
I think looking at the gap and seeing the gap and trying to make sure that at least I do something that at least it will be more influential, or it will develop a Black child, or it will at least try to help someone else to find themselves in the process of growing up, or in the process of finding their purpose, in the process of being something else in life. So with Bayo Arts Foundation, it's a foundation where it's a first layer, it's a first thing first, where we just give opportunities, identifying people and just bring them in one space, especially with teenagers and young children, just to say, come, we have this, and then we can give you this, and then you see where to take it moving on. And for me, I believe it's molding, it's grooming, mentally, physically, everything. It's just a matter of us molding and grooming and giving something to a child. So for me, that alone, so that even I'm not forcing, we're not saying to if you be part of our foundation, you have to continue with it. But I do believe that we can save you, we can give you something that will make you to be aware with the outside world and other things moving on. So Bayo Arts Foundation, for me, starting it's just a life-changing moment in my life, and it's something that I'm grateful for. I think that's when I found my purpose. You know, I do believe that the greatest thing that you can do for yourself is to find your purpose. And when you find a purpose, it's a way of living.
That's
and it's
so
the
true.
reason why you have to live. And then that's when you'll find your happiness. That's when you'll forever constantly being happy, consistency, and it's just forever you'll never be forgotten. And you leaving the mark, and you just moving on. So for me, it's literally that. With Bayo Arts Foundation, that's the
most
courageous thing that I've ever done for myself, for the community, for my people, for everyone who loves me, and people that do not know me, but then they know the other side of Bayo Arts Foundation. That's what I can say.
Well, for me, I am not as talented as I was saying here. So the most courageous thing I've ever done would be speaking in front of like a multitude of people.
Okay.
You know, because I'm a very anxious girl. So speaking in front of like a lot of people is the most courageous thing I've ever done.
Okay.
Okay. So our second question is, if you were told that you only had 1 week left to live, what would you do?
I'll travel.
Yeah, ne?
I'll just travel the world. I just want to travel and touch lives. Yeah, that's it for a week. Just want to travel and go to different spaces.
Yeah.
Mostly very places where they don't have those opportunities. Just to go there and we can spend time with them. That's it.
And touch the world.
That's touch the world.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
That impact.
Yeah.
I'll be okay.
Yeah. No, for me, I'd travel as well, but I'd go to Cape Town. Please, please, the ocean.
Cape Town.
Is
that's
my
it.
space. I'd go to Cape Town with my girls, of course. But yeah, I'd go to Cape Town.
Okay.
Okay.
And why are you choosing your girls?
Because my girls are practically my life. Please, I love those girls.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
so the third question: what accomplishment are you most proud of this year? Like, what have what have you accomplished that you are most proud of?
My creation. I've created work that changed, that touched people's lives, and that made people to be aware of something. So I created a work called What 13. It's a theater piece. Whenever we performing at, there's something happening in the audience, and people just walk out of the space healed. You know, I always say this with the art of work of art. Okay, yeah, to say with work of art, it's you need to comfort the disturbed and disturb those who are comfortable. So with what 13 is literally that. You just have to do that. It's either it will comfort you or it will disturb you. You know, people will just gonna be like, yo, it's so traumatizing, but it's nice. It's giving this. So what 13 for me, this is the best thing, and we also won an Alida Award, being the first in Tembisa.
Wow.
Being the first in it, mostly with my generation to win that kind of an award. So that is the most thing. I think that accomplishment. It's something that it's in my heart. You know, and some other things they come to you and they give it to you where you're not expecting them. And that's when you'll feel like, oh, which means when you create something not expecting so much, but then when you get it, you're like, oh, so which means there's something
a lot
here.
happens. A lot happens. For me, it would be starting a charity-based organization that I started this year. It's very challenging, but for me, it wasn't something that I expected to do. So for me to actually start that has been the most accomplishment that I'm proud of. I'm proud of myself for that.
Yeah,
so yeah, thank you. Another question is, what song would you listen to, right, and you have to sing along? Like, what's that one song that if you hear it, you must sing along? Like, you just have to.
I love Msaki.
Msaki?
Yeah,
okay.
I love Ubuma Bumanga, you know. Yeah, so there's I think people who knows me, they'll say, yeah, we know why you even chose this for to be your background song for your play. So I love the song. It reminds me of many events that occurred in my life, and also just giving me motivation of carrying on, just moving forward and just trying to get something. So Woma Bumanga, Bupela Bayema.
You go forward.
Yeah,
push.
So
yeah, no, for me it would be that KO song. Do you know it? That's it.
Yeah.
That song.
I love it too.
That song reminds me of a boyfriend that I don't have. Like, that song is the song.
But then said what with you it needs to be metaphor, or what?
Yeah,
what does it mean
yeah.
To you?
Like for me, it would mean maybe in the future
someone will come and set.
Yeah, they will set the need. But for now, unfortunately, no. I'm not being set at by anyone. Okay.
It's a beautiful song. I think recently with me, there's this conflict there with my partner about that song. So she doesn't love song that is all over the space. That every car is playing it and so she's that kind of reserved person. So right now I play it, I stream it, I do everything.
You do
I love it. I love the song. It's a beautiful song.
Since we're speaking of love things, what does your love life look like?
Oh, I have I find my partner in my life. It's not about love. It's just partnership. You know, with me, I don't say kimpinchaka. And he's my partner. We win. We grow together. Sometimes we always say this and we always tell about it. It's about growing together. I mean, just it's a seed. Our relationship is a seed. We have to take care of it each and every day. And then I think that works much better since Rebecca Gaufela. When Bayu as Foundation was established, she was in my life, and I found this Tesh as it's so this is so so I have a partner that I've been with. We like almost 10 years now.
Sure.
Yes.
That's a long time.
We've been together since. So we are growing up together. We've been together, and then she's my business partner. She's my partner in Pure Arts Foundation. She's there for me with each and everything. So I don't like saying she's the mother of my kid.
She's more than that.
Whatever. Yeah. So I have that person.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's very nice. I wish I was weaker son. Unfortunately for me, I am very single. Very, very much single.
Yeah, I think it's those things.
It's needed to.
Because my fellow but then what?
Yeah, that's so true. There's more to
what
that.
Are you bringing? What is he bringing
to the table?
You understand? John, it's about
And by the way, I am the table. I don't bring anything. I'm the table.
Yeah.
Okay. So for the next question, if there was to be a movie, right, that played your life, what would that movie be, and who would play you? Like what actor would play you?
I love Will Smith.
Okay.
Pursuit of Happiness.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that movie. That's me. That's yeah. I think answering your question, I think that movie say a lot to about me and about my life and about what possibilities, looking at things that can happen at a moment where you least expecting them, and then pushing and just that perseverance and that thing of looking at the goal and just say focusing on the goal and say I'm gonna win, I need this for my life, and then that will just be something that it will happen at the end. And then when you get it, you just you know sometimes it's better to say well deserved. For me, I think it's better to say that when you put so much work and just going on and just trying to push it and then try to knock and try to say I have this can win, but yet again at the end of the day we need a proof of evidence. We need to see what have we done. We need to see that while you're coming into our spaces, while you're coming into our offices, while you're coming into our sector, you say you've done this or you want to do this. What have you done for yourself? So what have you done yourself? What is it that you say, this is me, this is one thing that I own? So Pursuit of Happiness, Will Smith can play me, and I believe that movie, yes, it can. Yeah. I think I've answered your question.
You have. Thank you. For me, I'm not really much of a movie person, much of a series girl, but there's this movie that I know, Breakthrough. I don't know if you know it. That movie really touches my heart, and if anyone were to play me, it would be the mother in that movie. I don't know her name, sorry. It would be the mother in that movie that is faced with so much trials and tribulations, but above it all, she has hope, and I believe that even though life can take so much away from you, the fact that you have hope can still count, So for me, it would be that movie. That mother would play me, and yeah, for me it would be that.
Okay, but at least you must know the name.
No, she's from overseas.
Yes,
so
we just try to.
Sorry.
It's okay. I understand.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
a matter
yeah.
of I do understand you.
So our last question.
Okay.
Say you are independently wealthy, right, and you don't have to work. What would you do with your time?
Oh, I think it's not far much away or different to what I'm doing right now. You understand? So with me, I do believe that the vision is to go into rural areas and just find this a gap, like I've said before, and then establish something, and then just spend time into impacting, into identifying, into nurturing, into making sure that at least I leave a mark, or I find someone else who is so passionate and that I can groom or I can mentor, and then like give someone learning maybe got all my passion, got that heart that I have in and then that person can just carry on even if I'm not around. So mentoring, strictly it's mentoring. Yeah, if only independently, so I have everything stuff. What I can do mostly is just keep on mentoring, just finding people that I can say, Afid, this is happening, this can happen, this is possible, let's take this lane and let's stick into it, let's go through Gagayona until we get somewhere, until we click something.
Yeah, and that is so, it's good that you are so in tune with your purpose. Like everything that you are saying right now is so in tune with who you are, what you do, and I love that. For me, I would personally do charity work. I love helping people. I love helping people that I can help. You know, if I have the means to, why not help someone else? You know, so I think that the ice is broken. I think we are both comfortable right now. We're comfortable. Okay, so now we are on to the second segment of today's video. The reason why you guys are all here, the interview. So let's not waste any time. Let's get into it.
Sure.
Okay. So my first question. How did growing up as an artist, you know, pan out for you? I mean, how did it feel? And how did that contribute to the person that you are today?
Okay, since right now I'm in a space where I'm giving skills, I'm facilitating and working with teenagers and children and stuff. I looking at them and looking at what's happening right now in our society, in our communities. I do believe that me, for myself, art saved me. Saved me in a way that when I look at people that I grew up around, or and we went through the same, not everyone, but then actually go kasi in a way that and if I say to myself, if I didn't do art and probably something understand, maybe probably get some and stuff. So with art, for me, it saved me. Growing up, being an artist at a young age saved me, and again, I do believe that it just gave me a route to follow. It just gave me this path to say, this is your path, and then you need to continue to work. You understand? So I believe if I could give an artist and give it maybe give it
no.
Sorry, I like I was gonna be unhappy.
Like
sure.
It's you.
Sure.
One way. Okay, so our second question. I've noticed that you're also a part of the Bill Arts Foundation. And not only are you a part of it, but you are the founder of it. So please do tell us more about the foundation.
Bill Arts Foundation. So with Bill Arts Foundation, what we are doing, it's we identify, we help, we do identify young talents, we nurture them, and then we give skills. We work with different facilitators in dance, music, poetry, and acting. And also we try to say, like, if only you trying to pursue or maybe you wanna at least develop that certain skill in terms of performing arts, come to us. There's that a chance where you can spend time with us, and then we give you that skill. We work with we bring in different facilitators who are trained, who are doing community work, of course. And then also we try to do, we do have programs like whereby we have like festivals of development festivals, and we do have events. We do have events. We do host events where we just give that skill and pass it through performing arts, and also we do a panel discussion sometimes and stuff. So with Bay Arts Foundation, that's literally what we are doing, and we working with from the age of 6 until age of I can say 30, because right now we do have people who are like above 20, above 21, because we're looking at at least till 18. But if people come through and say, I need this, I've never done this, I want to try it, so we do have that room for them. So that's what you do with Bay Arts Foundation. Yes.
No, I'm so happy for the foundation that you've started, because a lot of the youth, they need this type of training, they need to stay off the streets, and do something that will not only nurture their character but impact their future. So I love it. Now, has being a director always been your dream? Did you want to pursue something before that? Before being a director, has it always been your go-to career?
Oh, I think finding myself in the space of art. One thing that I've discovered with me, and one thing that I've realized that it can be unleashed inside me, it's entrepreneurship side of it. But I believe that with that being in me, and that thing being something already and stuff, so I'm taking that also now implementing it into being a director of Bay Arts Foundation, artistic director of Bay Arts Foundation. So I think that it's the only thing that I've tried doing, and then now I've felt since I have this foundation, okay, let me use this that I've been wanting to do. That's the only thing I think I can do. I still can do that.
Yeah.
But then I've never done any other thing in my life.
So you enjoy the space?
Yeah, I do enjoy it. Yeah.
So what kind of support did you receive at the beginning of your journey, right? And how did that support sort of have an impact on you sticking to your dream, pursuing it?
Yeah, I think my family, I have cousins, I have my mom, and my sisters. My mom never anyhow look at me and to say, but then what if it doesn't work?
Yeah.
Do you really want to do this? And no, just believed, Mama when I'm around, and stuff, staying with my mom, I'll hesitate. I'll perform it today. So with her, she even if you get performance saying, but today la perform, they can rehearsing. What's like perform? No, until today. Even I get rehearsal, it's la perform. So so for me, I believe her, and with her saying that, so I believe it's a motive to say, for me, everything is about performance.
That's so true.
It's not about practicing, but it's about performance. And for me, performance is where you have to give your best, the quality, 100% quality. So whenever she says, today you're performing, even if it's a rehearsal, so which means for me, you have to get you in a rehearsal space and perform.
Be in that mindset.
Yeah, be in that mindset to say, this is a performance, and do my work to say, someone is looking and expecting results, which is her. She's forever expecting good results. She's forever asking me about the progress. To say, how far are you? How far? Where is this? What's happening? What's next? What do you do? So the support for me, from my mom, from my cousin brothers, my lovely sisters, they just looked at me and then just forever remind me constantly of what I've ever wanted to do. To say, and they do respect my work, because they know that I'm on the floor, and sometimes I'm available. If I'm available, if only you say, but someone can go and do this from Wanaka because they're working, but they call me first. And, hey Joe, what are you doing tomorrow? Do you have meetings? Do you have any rehearsal? Do you have anything? Okay, but if you're available, what time and stuff? Can you do this for me?
Yeah.
So it's for me. I believe that is support and respecting my work and respecting what I'm doing. So, but from a young age, my mom supported me. Even if after my high school time, she just looked at me and said, they said this program that I want to go through it, and just looked at me. And some of Bo Ausahai and stuff, other family members said, okay, will that work? And so I said, he believed that it's one thing that he want. So let's just allow him. Let's allow him. Let's support him. So the support have been marvelous for me. The support has been just crazy. Yeah.
No, that's a really good thing, because it's very rare to have support,
Yeah.
especially from Black parents. And especially in the career that you're in the industry that you're in, nothing is certain. You're still finding your way, you bump into opportunities. So to have that constant support of family, friends is everything, it's everything. So when did you realize, right, at a time and point in your life, that the directing field is the field I want to pursue? Like, when was it at a time in your life?
Yeah.
I'm taking you back, ne?
Yeah, to be honest, when I started art, I didn't know. And there's a time where my mentor, the late Opamalaji, will leave me with organization, and he will travel and say, Tesh, you can do this. I mean, I leave this in your hands, and then maybe from here you can drive the team to this direction, and you can prepare them for this coming performance and stuff. And that's one thing. And then he will say, if we're not raising, come to the office, Tesh, come to the office. And I'm like, why does this guy want us to come to the office? We only wanted to rehearse. At the age of 16 years old, 17 years old, you just want to rehearse and perform. You don't want to spend time in office and say, type this and do this, and take this to capture back, take this into the space and ask for money, ask for this. And I think that's when he saw something in me, and that's when that Tesh being unleashed. And then moving on until I find myself in a way that I've worked with different organizations, and working with those organizations, I found myself in the other side of being a leader. And being a leader, that's when I realized that, I have this side, there's this side of me, I have this test that we understand. So I need to try and trust myself and say, okay, let me try and be independent director, probably just have that thing for that it's my own. And since I was ready. So I think with where I started with Opamalaji, I was like 16, 17 years old, 18, 19 there. So when he was like Tesh, maybe started into it, and I worked with other organizations. I was artistic director at some other organization, and until that, so that journey was until I've founded the foundation that I have.
That's a really good startup that you knew. A lot of people like myself, we are trying to figure things out. We don't exactly know what it is we want to like as yet, and there's no pressure. But for you to really know, from that young age, it symbolizes that this is something that you were born to do. You were born for it.
I think it's mentorship. We if only I'm this Tesh and I want to die being Tesh, and not making sure that there's another Tesh and another Tesh that will follow and Tesh that will follow. I think that's one thing that kills development in the arts or in every space, industry and stuff. But then I think with where I come from, people being able to say, there's something in that boy, let's just allow him to come this side, and then give him this space, a platform to search himself and to finally try and find out. And I think that's the mentorship.
That
because we do need that, especially where we are, our townships. We need role models. We need people that will just hold you and put you in their bags to say, Ebujo, when I go this direction, you come with me. Ebujo, when I go there, you come with me. Ebujo, we're going there and we're going to win that. And then that's where you'll find out. I can be away right now. I can be away. We did a development festival right now, and I initiated it. And it's something that I curated that, I initiated it, I can say. But then when I put it on the table, I said, but I have senior foundation members. Okay, let me allow them to run this festival. Was just like this, was just folding arms and say, Jens, you're losing it, go this direction, Jens, you're losing it. So that right now I can go anywhere the foundation will run. And even if I don't have like the experience facilitators, maybe they are busy, they have commitments, but I do believe that my senior cast members, they can continue with
they will get the job done.
The job done, you understand? So what I'm trying to say is that until this, we cannot be we can start acting like offer and be dancers or performers, but then we cannot all be performers at the end of the day.
That's so true.
So someone else must step aside and be on the other side.
And mentor.
Yes.
So tell me the story, right? The storyline behind your stage name, Tesh. How did that come up?
I think I was named Tesh when I was like 5 years old.
Really?
Yes.
That was a long time.
Yeah. I was Tesh. I think we had a routine where I grew up here. So I was not born in Tembisa, I was born in Limpopo. I came here around when I was 5 years old, 6 years old but I started my grade 1 year. So so we had this thing of Tashi Cuckoo. So we have this so they'll make a show for each and everyone not nickname that will just have faith that was starting and yeah, it's rhyme and stuff. So for now they fell for is Tesh and then it cut out to Tesh.
Okay.
And then I was like 6 years old. So I grew up knowing what to Tesh.
Yeah, no.
Until I get about Tesh and then I get some thing with Koketjo. And I'm like, oh, that's my name and stuff.
Yeah.
So when my mom, when she's angry these days, so I'm dead. I remember in high school when I'm Luzanyana, I remember mom would call my mom and say, I know. I meet a Tesh. Understand? I meet a Tesh. I know. And so, remember that I understand. And she was and then outside they call you this, and then everyone is calling you there. So for me, it's for maybe the brand. And so I want to so people maybe maybe actors and now no. Kids about Tesh, like you 6 or 5, kids about Tesh until like it's my primary high school until today. So
so what was the first show that you directed and when was this?
My first show was Searching for Way 2. That was 2000 the first show I've directed. Okay, the show that I remember I've directed, yes. That I know. Okay, I've done, but the one that I believe that stayed and people can remember it is Searching for It, 2017. Yes, Searching for It I did in 2017 January, the first annual Temisa Theatre Week. That's when we established it, and when we started first Temisa Theatre Week, I did Searching for It, I was performing it with my partner. Yes, I wrote, directed, and I was performing it. So it's based on our true life events, kind of, but it's metaphorically written. But then it's more of what can. So Searching for It, my son is Tandolo.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was that. It was like, why are we together? What if we decide to be together? Then what can you bring on the table? So it was that thing of searching for that root, that happiness, that love, that so loyalty is a metaphor for root, path, love, happiness.
Okay.
So it was that thing, so searching for those things and stuff.
Okay.
So it was that so my first show that I've directed, that I believe that I think while I was working with this other organization, I did other shows, but in the way like theater education shows, so they didn't
stick much.
But
your show,
my show, but then the one that I can say is Searching for 2017, and that's
so you've been in the game.
Yeah, I think that's after Searching for 2017. I've never stopped.
Yeah,
I've never stopped.
What are the best shows that you have directed so far?
Searching for It being the first one.
Okay.
I did The Visit. I did Ziwele. Ziwele, and then I did Jerusalem Encha for my foundation, of course, and I did the current one. I'm doing What 13.
That is a show.
Yeah, that is my show.
That show is a show.
Yeah, that is my show. So I'm those. Yeah, I do have. Yes, but then those are my best shows that I've done. Yeah.
Well, in the acting side of things, what was your first audition? Right, the first audition you went to, and what role?
Was rejected so many times. So when we did when growing up and Rajutana and stuff and Harajutana and then Ravarentela for I'm industry and stuff. I remember there's this when class act high tone, class act, the first class act. I think who owned it? Was it Stumo? The first class act. I remember me and my friends, 2010, we fixed up the mark. I was like 20 years, 19 years old that time. And then we went to church. There's something kind of great. About that, the Murutu camp. To send the monologue, sing the monologue, and then the first class act, the local Pitori, go our Tritura Mizam, I think, something like that. And then it's like a four, monologue bafethu uthola roho bafethu ke re through tloko ra hlapa ra gila ra tswa ra walk ra training okmore and we got lost. I think first train around past 4 ra lahleya gape ra walk ra etsang mara fihla ra fola line. I did audition for class act. That is the first audition that I remember that I went to, and I didn't go through the second round. And then I did small part in Rockville, the first Rockville.
Okay.
I think, yeah. And I did small part in and it was nice. And then they saw me. It was 2011.
Okay.
No, after 2012, 13, 14, somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, the first, if not second season of it. And then I did. Okay, I've been going to auditions. I remember this other time I went to Mvama auditions. They wanted this other character, Nelly. The guy was speaking Zulu. And then this other lady, Nali agency, non-represent at that time. And then she said to me, go there and they need this kind of, I think they wanted my friend, they are, come on, go
I think this guy.
Venda, but then sanse be khadzi ko but then ula magaude.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they needed the boyfriend. Yeah, Zulu.
Okay.
So the ladies, can you do Zulu like it really like in bed?
Yeah.
And I can't go magaude ngela ke actor I get a chance. So kaya and then I got the role. To be honest, I remember they said, and she called me. Yes, they say you did well and stuff. And I just went there, and the following day I have to do wardrobe fitting, and then they brought a translator. Yeah, who's have to translate Showa to Zulu stuff.
Okay.
So they said I must do a dialogue with her, and then they said Kokas, and then say wardrobe fitting. Okay, Shabaka. They said no, the guy cannot speak Zulu. Ula Zulu sako Jobe, sako Temisa. And recently gibona vele uchinwe shoot the same role. Like money after more but then but it wasn't a big role. And then some other point, some other time I was a dancer too.
Okay.
I was Tesh the dancer.
Jack of all trades.
I think hake Toma modi ating hake baba fila Tesh. I was Tesh the dancer.
Okay.
To be honest, I was dancing. I did a World Cup. I did World Cup high 2010. I did closing ceremony. I did AFCON.
Okay.
Closing ceremony, opening ceremony. I did it.
Okay.
With Korosomis was choreographing.
I was about to ask.
Yeah. I was. So I'll go to auditions. Yeah, it's a dance. So mo ni kono popanyana, kipopinyana, giginyana, it's a dance. Yeah, and stuff. And I think that dancing is because I was
a good dancer.
I was a good dancer. I'm still.
You're still a good dancer.
Just a matter of sometimes when you stop and come to this side. So when I'm now being this side, not choreographing, not performing, not performing, then you decide to say,
this is it.
Yeah, this is it. That stuff. So yeah.
So now that you're into the directing and writing space more often, what impacted you to put a pause on the acting and being a performer and focusing on the directing and writing?
I think telling stories, the stories that are untold, and the stories that people want to hear or to see, and then also the life-changing stories, and also the message that need to be conveyed through out and stuff, and just making sure that you put something that is will just impact, or that will depict real life stories, and yet again someone else must see that and believe, and then take it and say, this I can do that and try to achieve something if I can take that message and stuff. I think that because most of my plays, they are based on true life events. Most of the plays that I'm doing, just not a matter of it's a play, I just have to do it now. I think
it comes from you.
That's I think that's the choice.
So between writing and directing, what are you good at the most?
Writing.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. You're good at writing.
Yes.
Okay, so in your directing journey, in your directing space, what have been the obstacles that you faced?
Budget,
Yeah, funds.
I will say that. Funds, not having money to produce work, and then not having platforms to go and showcase that work, and you do have the work, and then you have people that don't want to celebrate you, or celebrate your work, or that can give you the space, or can just make noise about your work and stuff. So that's how it is. That's the challenge. That's the most thing, and it's the most sad thing that we encounter as producers, directors.
So
yeah, it is sad. It is. You see that this work need to travel, this work need to be seen, and you go and try get those platforms, but funds, they do not come your way.
Yeah, no. A lot of people need to invest in the art.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, a lot of things are because of you guys. People find refuge in music, in acting. So a lot of these resources need to go to the art industry. To be honest,
Yeah, the art is forever there. We can go to lockdown, but music will forever be there.
That's
Television forever. That entertainment, it will forever be there. But then yet again, we are not taken serious. We are not. People do not invest. People are just walking away. People do not trust in. It's like soft project, whatever. They don't take it serious. So we just have to push it and force it. But then it's not healthy sometimes.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. But other than that, what have been the highlights
of my career? Okay. Being able to share my work with different people in different spaces. I think that, and also being able to host a development festival. This time we hosted the Pew Arts Development Festival, the first annual, and it was winter edition. And I think we're gonna do it again. Summer edition.
You should.
I think I will. I was talking about it. I saw it in my dreams. So I was talking about it last night with a source, Yeah. So the universe just visited me and said, "Ebra, I know." Try to, because I thought we tried to get funds for it, but and we get it, and without finding, and we feel like how we inside this portfolio of work, and then why can't this see it and say yes, it's happen, no, it's better. So I think that, and also being a Naledi award-winning director. Yeah, it's a big thing for me and for my career. Those are Hungary excited the art, it's okay.
Yeah. Now let's talk about what they did. No, that was a show. That needed show.
It's a show. It's
a show.
Yeah.
So how did that come up, and what inspired you to execute that?
What they did. So I had this conversation with this other lady, 2015, 16. Yeah, I was in this project, so we're traveling. So I will see these women being uncomfortable in some other spaces with their bodies and stuff. But yet again, I've tried to find out why and stuff. So I had this conversation with the lady. What they did is one of the famous ward called Hospital. And it's a maternity ward where while you're still waiting to get to the labor ward. So the stories were so uncomfortable, it was traumatizing, and so until my partner went through the very same thing, and that's why I felt like this must come to life. How do I tell? Hey, so I can why, and then I felt, and then now I felt horror, but then yet what's happening with us, the male side of it, as Banna Horoke, women go through this.
You don't know.
And then what are we going through? What are we going through? Like as Machita, what are we going through? We just fine. We just say, oh yeah. So others we don't much that we don't as May side of it we can decide to say kenka pause yeah hore ke be papa we do that like what papa just take a pause what's amaya then you want to come back and really sharp or or you impregnated someone else but I now decide that who say we're part of that. So for me that it's one thing that triggered me and said, oh, I mean if I can tell this story that women go through this during time of pregnancy, even after pregnancy, and then what about the male side? Okay, gents, let's gather, let's watch this show. This show can tell you you need to be part of this this process from the day one until the last day, until the end. After post pregnancy side of it, you need to stay. So that's why I wrote what it's all about that, and also to try to fight the GBV side of it, to say there's no way if only you abusing your woman when she is pregnant or after finding out or after, and you don't want to be part of that, and you start now understand, and then you beating the lady, you abusing them, emotional stuff. It's so bad. So that's why. So what it is about that? Yes, it is said in the word 13, but then the story it's
more about women.
It's about that. It's about healing the society.
I think for me, what I took from word 13 is that women need support.
Yes.
Women need support, and a woman can't do this by herself.
True.
Yes, we are in Bogoto, but let us be soft. Let us be fragile. Let us be helped. And as much as it is the woman's job to take care of the child, it is also the man's job to be there for the woman in this process and also take care of the child.
True.
So what that was very eye-opening, especially in the society where men are unavailable. Men are not there, they run away. So it is an eye-opening show. It is a show that needs to be out there. And I wish that people can invest so much so that this show can really go out. It needs to be seen, it needs to be heard, it needs to be felt.
Sure.
So I mean, thank you for such a great artwork. It is a very great show.
Thanks. Thank you.
Well, now my last question: how can you use your voice and your influence to create a nest, and nurture the upcoming artists and talent bloggers?
I think it's taking it to the street and taking it to the people, you understand? And also creating those platforms or development festivals or also or just programs, understand? Having those programs that will travel and go to spaces where someone else doesn't know about, doesn't know about any other art program, or doesn't know about any other thing that they can do in the art industry. I think that I believe with my voice and with our work, or with my work, I believe taking it to the people. Understand? We just recently we hosted a program. It's an outreach program called Mbomba, community outreach program, Fun Walk and Awareness Day, 24th of September, celebrating heritage. We partnered with these other organizations. So, but then with that, the idea was black child got talent, has talent, and then, but then you don't know probably.
That's so true.
But then you do you're not control. So at least the heart rate that was thing, and maybe the Bay was a development program, participants performing something. Someone can be
watching
triggered, can be triggered, and can be like, I want to go there, and it can be inspired and say, let's go, and then we can have more people just coming in, joining in, and then have that more. Hence I say, and then when you just and it's easy for you to say, okay, now my talent, or with what I've earned, with what I've gained, with what I've learned from Baywas Foundation or any other development program, this is the direction I can take. Yeah.
No, that's a very good initiative. And before we let you go, please do share a piece of advice that you've been given since being in the game.
If you do want it so bad, you will go and do it so bad.
Yeah, that is so
That's
true.
it. If you want it, go and do it. That's it.
That is so true. Well, my people, we have reached the end of today's episode. I have been your favorite Black host, Abigail Paladi, and this has been Refining Black Arts, and we would like to give a shout out to our sponsors, Ndayo Interior Custom Design and the Groundsman Cleaning Services for sponsoring this video. It would not have been possible without you. My good sir, where can we find you? Where can we connect with you?
Okay, I'm Tesh Mashedi, Instagram, Facebook, Koketjo, Tesh Waga Mashedi, and then that's me. And then we can find Bayo Arts Foundation, Facebook Bayo Arts Foundation, Instagram Bayo Arts Foundation.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can check out your girl on Instagram at Abigail_Pax. And please do not forget to like, to comment, and to share, as we love hearing from you. And do not forget that you are Black, and that is beautiful. Until next time, my people, goodbye.
Ngifuna ukubona siphumele, gijima isiphumele, nawe ma